Oh snap, I still have the HP bars and stuff. This was an experiment that I did yesterday. Let's see how it goes. Oh man. Let's see how big the outcry is regarding this mode. Maybe you get used to it. We'll see about that. So, if you had any hopes to see Pally Rifle here, that is not the case. It is a normal Archmage. It is normal Footman. With that, maybe an expansion. On the other side, it is Echo Isles, where you love to expand. And that is, of course, a Crypt Lord. With ghouls and expansions.
A player's forces are under attack.
So how much can you do? And what's Starbuck's way? He has a little bit of an issue here. Since his Shadow Priest is already gone, that going to 120. So he returns the favor with some big damage on that Shadow Priest. Needs some heal. Oh no, Bucky! Huge mistake! Shadow Priest down. He didn't move the units on the right-hand side. Starting off a winner bracket final like that. Little nerves, maybe. Little nerves. We got the revenge kill here, but yeah. So on paper, it's all kind of even. Both lose the Shadow Priest, both get the XP. The next footy also dying to the creeps. Shaky, shaky, shaky. What the hell is going on? That is weird. That is very weird. We don't have level 2 for 120 just yet, so no threat of an impale. And Archmage is level 2. So how much can the Water Elementals do? Coming in. Needs another Water Elemental, I guess, but can't prevent the Ziggurat anymore. That will be a Nerubian Tower for some safety. 120 not teching. On the other side, we see the Town Hall coming up. Tower just started. Focus of 120 is on the workers. One will fall, but denied. Okay. Feels like Starbuck is finding his rhythm. Feels like he's finding his rhythm, but is it too little? And is it too late? Not having Dispel against Beetles is not great. Could have gotten rid of 2 of them already, and Starbuck definitely needs more workforce here. Needs the power build. 120. Can't retreat in time, so it's another ghoul falling. It's bloody here. It's very, very bloody here. But ghouls falling is not an issue if you can cancel the Arcane Tower, and that's exactly what we got. New Militia in, 120. Using this counter aggression to get a counter expansion. And here's the Impale. Here's the Surround. There was a counter block. Sneaks his way through just last second. But this is not great. Expo up now. Finally. There's some workers falling. There's some skeletons falling. But this is also 120 with the safe counter expansion. Should be, at least. It's at 1/3 at the moment, as you can see in the overlay, right-hand side. And this is getting stable now. It doesn't work with the colored health bars, right? It's not great, is it? It's not. It doesn't work. Ah. So next up, more harass. It's a problem for Starbuck that he can't reach the Haunted Goldmine. It definitely is. If he can get his Arcane Tower up, that's a bit more stability. But usually rule of thumb is if you can't cancel the Undead expansion, you are in trouble. There's a bit more stability now with Footman coming in. And I gotta say, 120 is doing a fantastic job of not allowing this Archmage level 3. because the crux of the early game is water elementals.
Are under attack.
So, time for boots and staff. But yeah, 120 had basically 0 expenses when it comes to repair, rebuying acolytes. He had to rebuy a couple of ghouls, of course, but they will help him in the defense. Starbuck still struggling for level 3. That ghoul would have been important. Can't get it. Oh, he's getting it somewhere, but he's getting greeted with an impale. This time the counter surround doesn't stick and he has to go for the TP the first time he crosses the map. And he's getting caught off guard immediately. Now what? We need a staff. We need some safety, but Starbuck, he didn't have a shop up, so he can't heal. He's going blacksmith early, so rifles, I guess. Not sure. Okay, there is at least some attacks. And what we do have on Starbuck's side is a lot of footmen. They're not as great when there's no defense, of course. That helps their stability a ton. But against acolytes, they're good. Getting the Shadow Priest is good. And slowly but steady, you feel the impact of water elementals. So it's a little dent in 120's play, but obviously Starbuck is still a bit further behind than his opponent is. Losing a couple of footmen is totally fine. Ring of Regen on the Crypt Lord is hella nice. So we're catching up in tech, and to my surprise, Starbuck's tech is actually on par with the one of 120. So we got an even game. Both on 2 bases, both on tier 2. Who's making the best out of what they got? Ooh, another double kill with an impale. That was sweet. While 120 was for sure the best DK Tetfiend player, I was always a little skeptical of his Crypt Lord play. He's rarely doing any run-bys, for example, in the north. And doesn't use the multitasking potential to full effect. But here, this looks really good. Heal scroll now as well. Lots of items on Starbuck too. And we go Griffins right away. Mountain King Griffins. That is a very, very good counter. As at the moment, yes, 120 is transitioning into Fiends to have some anti-air. But not that many. DK out for a little bit of healing. That's fine. But yeah, this is the calm before the storm. Both are trying to unfold the tier 3. And 120 has been incredibly stubborn to not go Banshees. Everybody knows it. No curse, no anti-magic. And this is where the Griffins truly shine. Cole was right, but the Mountain King arrival at a sweet time, but not too many losses for 120. You see that reflected in a 10 supply lead. Starbuck is just distracting to not run into a level 4 Crypt Lord with level 2 Beetles harassing, to not let the Mountain King come up. The DK level up. Aura. Incredibly important. So we want that camp in the middle. Big consumable. Creeps are helping with some ensnares. Oh, Mountain King still has a lot of storm bolts. This could be painful for 120 if Starbuck keeps his Mountain King alive. Lots of mana on both sides. If he could get one Fiend, that would be great. Impale hits nothing. Sweet dodge by Starbuck. Getting that Fiend eventually. But that MK, oh, was thinking about a coil. It was ready, but just slightly above the kill threshold. 120 also only on 3 production buildings for double Fiend single statue. And I think Starbuck has weathered the storm. I think Starbuck has weathered the storm. Pitch, Destroyer, Ghoul Frenzy. How much fortification? Ooh, Sweet Sim City here, I think. No towers, man. Starbuck cut so many corners because of that bad early game that there's no stability at all. But creep speed with Griffins is amazing, and this is exactly what Starbuck needs. Levels, 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 levels. 2 attack upgrades already, spending quite some time and no upkeep. Pally up, Archmage close to 4. Level 4, we got that here as well. Creep Jack. We do have a TP. That was rebought. The Impale for 120 must be better than the last one. And a little bit of extra XP on Crippy and Dreadlord. So how much time will 120 give Starbuck? 311 levels is probably not enough, but he got the supply lead now at least. Lich out as well. Destroyer form. And this is the moment 120 is waiting for. What can we do? Tons and tons and tons of Griffins. Web, of course, up as well. We got a big mana potion on the DK for lots of coils. Maybe he's getting too greedy and trying to save it for level 2 coils. Militia coming in. What a nice block by 120. That door is shut. And he welcomes all the police with an Impale. Fiend has to retreat, though. Destroyers have nothing that can really attack them. It's tickle damage against Griffins. Level 2 MK. Are we going for clap? Are we going for bash? Do we have the mana to sustain the clap is the question. Lots of workforce here. He has a lot of lumber, I gotta say. So this might not even be the end of the road. And Fiends are falling. Little bit of an issue with the roaming destroyers. But Archmage, Water Elementals at some point might be able to take care of them. 120 struggling, retreating. He is one of the best at that kiting game, but we don't see too many webs. We don't see too many of the Griffins locked on the ground. And speaking of weathered the storm, this was a fantastic fight. Despite a suboptimal start due to the grand positioning of 120, Griffins reign supreme. The focus fire is crazy. We get Griffins and Gargoyles in finally for an additional measure of anti-air. Fiends just don't cut it anymore. And that is a problem now. That's a lot of damage. The Griffins have to attack them. That takes damage of the Fiends and Heroes. Divine Shield pop, safety measure. And we're getting out. So what are we doing about the Gargs now? A transition to gyros is already in the works. Smart, hats up, play. Yay, 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 yay. Invul potion. Oh my.
A player's forces are under attack.
As I said, man, shaky Starbuck. Is the gyro transition in time? Usually gyros would be countered, ideally with the Dreadlord. That is not the case here. Is that enough though? It's not too many gyros. Ooh, and one sniped immediately. Great recovery by 120, you gotta say. No gold by Starbuck. He spent it all. A little bit of production, waiting for 2 more gyros to engage in that fight. And here we go. Flak cannons microed immediately. Little bit of web. This is so hard to engage into. What do you focus on? Gotta be the gargoyles. If the gargoyles are gone, I think this is fine. You just gotta protect the griffins. High value unit. Destroyers, slowly but steady, about to fall, and gyros are cheap to replace and also quick to build. Level 3 paladin, is that the tipping point? Mountain King still lacking those levels. Invu potion on him, asking for a nuke. Holy Light on the Archmage, great save, but that means he's missing that Holy Light for the Mountain King. That's a good Invu potion if I ever saw one. Stormbolt just a little bit too late after the coil, but the DK is also in a world of trouble. Paladin right there, staff to dodge the coil. We got a Starbuck online, everybody. Supply still a bit in favor of 120, but without the Orb of Corruption and without Nova, can you fight that mass air army? Cryptlord level 5, great help. Waiting for another Holy Light, waiting for another Stormbolt. Takes out the Fiend first. The one thing that's still problematic is destroyers, especially when there's no guard tower. We got new gargoyles in the mix as well. 120's positioning problematic, of course, because he's so far away from his production buildings. Griffin finally tickled to death. High stakes here. It's just so few gyros in 120. It wasn't the tipping point. He does fight through without his third hero. DK level 5. The destroyers at the end of the day sealing the deal for Starbuck. Lost the production building. If he has a minute more. He got the gyros online. Are the bars part of the overlay or can anybody use them? Looks sick. It's just a file you have to put into your Warcraft folder. Not too sure if I want to keep on using them yet, but you can of course give me some feedback. I was just experimenting yesterday and I forgot to remove the file. It wasn't planned or anything. $73 food. No towers. I think... Oh! How many gyros is that? 6? Is that enough? Gotta get some crazy fighting. Gotta get some crazy fighting. Another workshop down. Gyro production slowing down. I feel like 120 could greatly benefit from a heal scroll. The statues are there though to heal over time. Starbuck, what's left in the tank? A nuke? One to zero falling back. No stalemate breaker up top. Oh, he gets double heal scroll. Okay, okay, okay. This might be the knockout punch. All the AoE damage that's trickling in over time can now be countered twice with these heal scrolls. And in the meantime, the statues. Good statue control. Triple impale. We're going for the Archmage. Holy Light used defensively. That means the nuke is even weaker than it was before. Heal scroll number 1, gone. Heal scroll number 2, locked and loaded for even more damage. Pally in a little bit of trouble. Got a potion of healing. Aiming for an impale. Don't forget about your Pally, Starbuck. In the meantime, gargoyles back. Destroyers reign. It's not a perfect fight for 120, but it's kind of close, I gotta say. Mountain King, staffed, Lich. Won't get nuked this time because the Pally is dead. 120, King of B Cup, Dubai finalist, claims map number 1. But I think Starbuck can only blame himself. There were a lot of mistakes early on. a lot of mistakes early on. It got a lot better afterwards. Especially the mid game was really cool. But 1-0 was too far ahead. Like an uncancelled expo is not allowed. Shadow Priest was gone early, Footman was gone early, and then it is of course a problem if you don't have any static defense against this. No guard tower at all because you had to catch up in tag. That was the corner to cut. And that's what he did. But yeah, hopefully it's just a warm-up. Good. Good transition by 1-0. I guess this goes for both. First, 1-0 switches out of Fiends as he sees the damage of Griffins is getting too high. And goes into Gargs. And then we have the gyro transition up already. That was some game sense. HP bar in 100 HP segments. That is, of course, not supported. We can only do percent. Next game has started. 2.5 minutes. We have a poll up. How you like the HP bar thingies? Not too many votes, to be honest. So there's two ways to think about this now from a Starbuck perspective. He knows he made some mistake that cost him the early game. So one way of thinking could be, well, I'm just going to fix it next game. And then we're fine. Or you really start to kick yourself. Was that too great? What's up with me? Why today? I really hope he got the mental fortitude. But it's only map 1, right? Maybe thinking starts and like map 2, map 3. But he can't afford too many losses anymore. Maybe a little bit of meditation. Deep breaths. We've seen him in other tournaments, WAL. Just casually chugging a beer. So maybe that helps. It's weekend after all, isn't it? Game up in 25 seconds. Pretty clean execution by 1-0, I think. There were some hiccups at the very beginning, but that's about it. So 1-0's performance on map 1 was better. And so he got the point. Let's see if it stays that way. Or if we tie this up. This is the first loser's pick of Starbuck. It is Hammerfall. A very, very good human map. It should be classic Archmage harass against an expansion. On Hammerfall though, rush distances are relatively small. Big. Relatively big. So there's a little bit more time. To wreck your own expansion. The towers. There's a guaranteed level 2 here. And we'll see what 120 can do on this map. When the map doesn't favor him. Apart from that, like strategy-wise, totally fine on both sides of the story. Just clean up the early game and then we have a whole different game. First to identify for Starbuck, what's the play for 120? Is it a Crypt Lord again? It's Tet Fiends. Oh my god, it's Tet Fiends! On Hammerfall! I said before Dubai, this is 120's strongest strategy that he's only using in the big tournaments. It felt a little desperate recently as well. Only using the Tet Fiends when the map really doesn't benefit you. This could be one of these instances. Unlike last game, where we had some donations towards creeps and 120's XP bar, here Scout Acolyte dies. That will be a new target for the Rod of Necromancy. Starbuck, can you clean up this camp in full? Looks like it. Water Elemental and awkward XP range though, HP range. Because it will be coiled and that's a big chunk of XP. Presence of Decay slows Starbuck down for a reason. For the fast tech. Fastest tech that Undead can go for. With Fiends backing it up. But it's an all-in strategy. Tet Fiends, either it works with a tier 3 push or it doesn't. There's no wiggle room. There's no room for error. But I feel like the applied pressure here is already uncomfortable. Clock's ticking. Starbuck will need a lot of towers. Of course. He got it confirmed. Tet Fiends, yeah. That Fiend is not helping in the harass. Which is interesting to me. And now we gotta creep the 3 o'clock position with the DK being around. This target is definitely better against Tet Fiends, because the Rock Golem can't be coiled. And the right click is very unrealistic if we're honest. Item on the ground. Ring of Regen, fantastic against constant chip damage. Almost a surround with the Cult Militia. But 120 saw that coming. He needs level 3. Pump fake. Ooh, that wasn't flawless by Starbuck. Underestimating the damage a little bit. Invite for a coil. This one goes to Starbuck and now he finally ends up on level 3. Footman denied. And so how good was this harass? He got level 3 pretty clean. It was the Trapper, of course. He got quite some Peasants, quite some Footmen. And just 1 kill away. But he couldn't prevent level 3. And now Shoes on the other foot. Buying time here while 120 was covering for the tech before. Now Starbuck is covering for the expansion with aggression. And it's usually the time with Tet Fiends where you fall back and you really want to start your creeping game. But that's not allowed against a level 3 Archmage. And this is why you want to prevent level 3 Archmage at all cost. And it didn't work. So this is going to be a painful mid-game. A painful and probably uneventful mid-game for 1-2-0. Slaughterhouse far in the back. How's the economy of Starbuck is the question. It's running already. The good thing on this map is, even if you lost a couple of peasants, it's not that big of a deal. You can go for a shredder. Everybody should expect this by now. And maybe 1-2-0 can snipe this, but you also want to work on the level. So that's a bit of a problem. Tier 3 on the way. Bro, this is so much damage on Fiends already. On Blight, it's fine. With Unholy Aura, it's fine, but you really need a statue. So we got Lich, we got a Slaughterhouse. There is more presence on the map. I like the prioritization by 1-2-0. And with Nova out and no defend, Footmen fall rather quickly. Interesting that 1-2-0 stays aggressive. Oh, runs into the surround just like that! What an invite! But also presence of mind by Starbuck. Immediately accepting that present. Town portal gone, 325 gold, and a very hurt DK. This part of the map, the right-hand side, the east, is Starbuck's oyster now. Ooh, that was a bit of a blunder, wasn't it? Lumber mill coming, second Drax, and a blacksmith. So Starbuck, similar to the games against Happy, going for rifles. Lots and lots of rifles. Another last hit, Starbuck. Lich is feasting at these footies. With defend up, double Rex Footmen for defend against Fiends. These Footmen at the moment have crazy presence in the fights, but what against Destroyers? And against Destroyers, we need towers and we need rifles. Is this blacksmith too late? When you're up against Head Fiends, every single timing is crucial. Every second counts. Tier 2 ready. Is it Mountain King again, or are we going Paladin? Mountain King, okay. This is the Shredder I talked about. This is the Laboratory. Greater Heal Potion, amazing against Nuke. And 1-2-0 still. Like, you can't really push without level 3. Pit Lord timing. Classic. Starbuck confirming. Like, are you doing what I think I'm doing? Yeah? Okay. Let's go. Alex, thank you very much for the 58-month resub. How many destroyers? And what's the impact of Rain of Fire? Ooh, Footman Water Elemental into the undead base. Don't you need them at home? 2 towers only. Workshop not up. Ouch! 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 There's no arcane tower in range! This will be... Oh my god! Oh my god! The SimCity wasn't good at all! Stormbolt stops the Rain of Fire. He's looking for another position. Lots of peasants falling. Towers falling. 1-0 with a grandiose push against an exposed base of Starbuck. But what's the counter pressure saying? We do have towers up. 2 spirit towers and an Arab. This is a bit of economical damage, but of course the main focus should be here. Expo at the moment wiped out. towers, and the blockade all gone. 1-0 is losing more and more economy though. Trying to stop it with Stormbolt. He did not go for rifles. I thought he would, but it was just the classic workshop. But then the workshops are incredibly late. Sika Boy, thank you for the 14-month. Tarvis Mayor, thank you for the 30-month. So it's rifles into gyros. Now, Mountain King begging for a nuke! Right at the arrival of tier 3 when you really want to queue the Paladin. And the expo is broken. Whoa, that SimCity was, to be honest, pretty bad. If you know a Pit Lord is coming, you need an Arcane Tower in range. You need it! So the Pit Lord cannot cast Rain of Fire outside of Arcane Tower range. That was nerfed at some point. And then you have one Rain of Fire, and that usually doesn't do too much if in range of an Arcane. How do you salvage this now? Supply is still relatively even. At the moment, Starbuck gets more gold income because 1-0 broke upkeep. That's the town portal immediately. Rifles obviously being nuked. Man, 1-0 goes into the series with a knife between his teeth. Very aggressive, high tempo, no room for error for Starbuck. Can human tier 3 save him? Is the human army better than the army? Pitlock got 2.5. Oh my god. Starbuck still sees the light at the end of the tunnel. That harass was 200 gold. Destroyers here cleaning this up. Missing in the fight for now. Flak cannons is up. 51 food right now. No gold. Yeah, he has to pump whatever he can pump. We needed a Bet Boom Saturday Starbuck, and what we got was a Bet Boom Sunday Starbuck for now. Okay. Hard to engage into this fight via this choke. There's militia, there's knights, there's maybe a footman here and there. The gyro connection seems fine for now. Destroyers have no mana. Is that the time? Starbuck is 8 supply down, but that can change rapidly when you kill 1 or 2 destroyers. The gyros at the moment MVP alongside Archmage. Positioning of Water Elemental seems fine as well. Outside of Destroyer dispel range. Need to get the production up though. 2 destroyers down. Mountain King, Invo Potion last second. Receives the Holy Light, is safe again. He's pushing this back. The supply gap is getting closer and closer here. But where's the production by Starbuck? He was floating quite some gold. Now it's back. Mountain King wants to level. Has one more Stormbolt. Knights connect. Needs to save them ideally. Sends them back in. Any hero kills left? Starbuck's army. What is really left? The Shredder will be falling. All these militia will be falling. Level 3 on the Pit Lord. Paladin in trouble. Mountain King. Hail Mary. Ooh, there was a potion, but also a coil for the Lich. Love the Frost Armor. Such great value, and Mountain King dies, and with that the carry dies, and with that Starbuck dies. Very, very likely at least. Water Elementals feed more XP. The advantage for 1-2-0 at this point, a little bit too big already. And Starbuck knows it. 2-0! Once again, not a perfect game, but enough. I think he caught Starbuck a bit off guard with the Dead Fiends. That harass came a bit out of nowhere. Where? He got level 3 early. The expansion creep was alright. It wasn't great, but it was alright. We had a level 3 Archmage. We pushed across against level 1.9 DK. That was a lot of experience on the DK. So that was good. And he tried to slow down 1-0 further, which didn't really work. A bit, but it's not like we canceled the slaughterhouse or anything. And then the SimCity at the Expo was very, very, very off. That would be... I would say that's the crucial mistake. You were at the tavern, you saw the Pit Lord, you know what's coming. And you don't have an Arcane Tower forward. Whew. That is a tough, tough, tough hill to climb now. Was it like... Was something... It kind of felt like Starbuck had a change of mind early in the game. He went double racks early on, went for a couple of footmen, but at the same time he had the blacksmith delayed. And so while he was able to dash out 2 footmen at the same time, he couldn't go for rifles. And then he saw, oh, my rifles are too late. I gotta go gyros. And then he was at 2 racks, 2 workshops. That is some resources, of course, that didn't end up in army. I think there were some unoptimized calls, for sure. Kleiner Helge, thank you for the 16 months. How do your nails look today? Normal. Didn't paint them today. Overwhelmed and forgot or couldn't fit more. I think there was space. Not sure. Your support is, of course, much appreciated. This is what we rely on. So if you want to support us on the mission to bring you the best competitive Warcraft in the world, back to warcraft.com/support. If you have the means, of course. If not, we appreciate every single follow, whether that's here or on YouTube or on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Join our Discord. Everyone that participates in the community is helping. "40 seconds. This is where the turnaround has to start, right? This is where the turnaround has to start. Going 0-3, mostly due to your own mistakes, that feels bad, man. We will see Starbuck on Championship Sunday. He will be there tomorrow as he is in the winner bracket. We are in the winner bracket right now. But yeah, definitely some room for improvement. Autumn Leaves is our next map. Time for Pally Rifle. That is a pocket strat. That is a pocket strat that you could go for. Is it time? When you're most desperate to rely on the Pally and the rifles. That is something I don't think 120 ever plays against. I don't think anyone, except maybe on Ladder for Lemez, plays Pally Rifle. And look at this. It's an empty base. And there's the blacksmith. Pally Rifle! In the B Cup winner bracket final. Soul 8 man, where are you? Where are you? A strategy that gives everybody an extra 300 MMR. Relatively easy to execute. Takes some time to come online. But when it is, it's incredibly hard to beat. Paladin and rifles are slow. You might be able to outmaneuver them via movement speed. But in fights, it is damn powerful. So, does 120 Oh! Pally Rifle versus Dreadlord. That is 120's pocket strategy here on Autumn Leaves, everybody. Autumn Leaves and Terranas stand probably the two Dreadlord maps for 120. He's done this versus 40 in a show match and won. So how does a Dreadlord fare against Pally Rifles? I don't have any knowledge, really. Like, I haven't seen this before, really. So, can you sleep before a Holy Light? I don't think Carrion Swarm is going to be strong enough to do any sort of meaningful damage. Pally Rifle versus Dreadlord first. That I live to see the day. Okay, so both have a slow start. Yeah, so you might be able to sleep. Carrion Swarm, I'm not sure, man. Priest will be there to heal at some point. Can you kill stuff with early aggression? Sleep surrounds. And then bank on the expo. It's only 2 rifles. That is not much damage. 120 hesitant. Militia call to the fight. Does Starbuck know that there is an expansion is the question. Every level the Paladin does is significant. There we go. Devotion Aura. And yeah, there was a bit of wasted time here. By 120. Creep speed is fantastic. Sleep, whatever you don't want to encounter. He surely knows he scouted it. Nice, thanks. And so this is the big creep gone. Also these berserkers, easy to creep thanks to medium armor. But Starbuck creep jack. Carrion Swarm for the double kill, kinda nice. Holy Light execution, might regret that in a bit. But the damage output of rifles is already significant. That's 2 ghouls down, might be the 3rd. Oh, And there's always Holy Light. That's the problem for 120 at the moment. No healing at all in these fights. Berserker, can he block? Rifle's so slow. Expo, up. Sparrow with the tier 2 sub. 44 month, you absolute sweet soul. Since you subbed to this channel, sparrows have become my favorite birds. It's all thanks to you. Thank you. I like that mercenary camp creep. That was really good. Oh, Bucky with the block. Again, imperfect. Lacks some mana now. And couldn't get level 3. So with Pally Rifle, you oftentimes go for an attack, knowing that you will be TPing out. So this is a calculated risk. We have one more Holy Light. Slow down the Expo. 120. Every Acolyte that dies here has to be replaced. That delays the tech. And that increases Starbuck's chances of winning. One rifle down. Both level 3. To the dot. A Blood Mage can use Siphon, of course. That's the backbone. That's the battery. Siphon can be stopped with sleep. But then the sleep is gone. And the mana is gone. It's not a perfect counter because Siphon is spammable and Sleep is not. Second crypt. Ooh, no graveyard yet. No spirit towers, no fiends. Just mass ghouls. Dreadlord, mass ghouls. And no tech. He could tech now. And there we go. Starbuck with upgrades. Another rifle. Bomb comes up on time. This feels cleaner. Good scouting, I gotta say. One to 0 going for an attack. Starbuck is going for an attack. Is this already a destructive push? We got lots of ghouls here and no TP for Starbuck. Ghouls, Dreadlord, can they not just ravage this entire base? One tower is gone, rifles stay behind, and that is a problem of Pally rifles. It's so slow in terms of movement speed, maneuvering across the map. 1 to 0. This is looking really strong. Too strong, maybe. But 1 to 0 is also suffering big time. No more mining here. So we trade an expansion against half of the main base. Some militia still alive. If Pally Rifle clean this up now, what's left for 1 to 0? Nothing. No tech. It's at halfway. Dreadlord, careful. He is. Ooh, Haunted still up. Needs the rifle. We have a tele staff and no lockdown. That is another downside of the Pally Rifle. No slow, no bolt. Ooh, so many units about to fall. Now the rifles are back, knowing that Acolytes are back. Time for recovery, but the big lumber intensive things have already been purchased. Level 4, alright. Level 4 here as well. And the rifle Blood Mage just walk into the base expecting that staff. Oh, that was a sweet play by Starbuck. Forcing a potion of healing. Going for the Nerubs. Okay, Starbuck in full control now. Full control. Level 2 on the Blood Mage. That is banished for additional nuke. Pally comes in, has a heal scroll. Oh, Flame Strike it is actually against the ghouls. Well, now that's fun. Get baptized and GG. Starbuck puts his name on the board. Good decision making, I think. Going for the Pally rifle. It felt like 120 expected this, so it's a good sign that 120 is aware of the pocket strats and also when they are applied. Dreadlord, I'm not sure. The tech was so delayed. Starbuck's movement was just good. Killing a lot of acolytes right when the tech was supposed to start. And then at some point, you just can't stop this anymore. With the tech being so late, you can't stop this anymore. Does Pally Rifle really have like a 100% win rate for Starbuck versus Undead in high-class tournaments? Ay. Damage output is massive with Pally Rifles. He got the kills. He slowed down the ghouls. Didn't really care about this expo. No worry to counter expand or anything. Good presence of mind to slip. To split. Leave the rifles at the expo. Defend after a couple of losses. Defend with Pally and Blood Mage, and that's enough. So many ghouls died. So many ghouls died. And then it's hard to transition if you're not on 2 bases. The university is proud. Ay. Didn't you say Pally Rifle is bad? No, I said nothing dies when you play Pally Rifle. It's bad for the game. It's the forbidden strategy. It's disgusting, but it is successful. This is it's finding more and more plays thanks to Starbuck. And nobody can break it yet. Happy didn't. 120 didn't. Maybe Triplot would have been better if you go for an expansion. It's hard, man. It's hard. How do you counter Pally Rifle? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. At the start of the comeback. Game is up. Northern Isles, 70 seconds. That reminds me, tomorrow, as you can see, DWCC, Dolphin Warcraft Championship Cup, the first Western Open qualifier, $140. I want to see you all in the Open qualifier. Winner advances to the Western qualifier where it's about $1,600. And the top 2 of the Western qualifier advance to the global finals, which is about $11,600. Your chance to participate in big tier 1 strategies. The Chinese don't have open qualifiers. The Koreans don't have open qualifiers. We do have open qualifiers. So use them when they're provided. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central European Time. Exclamation mark DWCC. And if you think that online Warcraft isn't enough, exclamation mark Rara LAN. We're doing a LAN in Dortmund at the start of January. We want to see you all there. We want to have a community party. Not as sweaty and try hard as Rara Land, where the focus is on one-on-one, but all the game modes. Can't wait for Pally Rifle Mirror. That would be something, wasn't it? Yeah, with the Pally Rifle also comes clean execution. The Holy Lights were on point. The movement was good. The body blocks were there. Militia call, decision making. Army split at the same time. That was all great. Can he take one step further and tie up the series to make this a 2-2? Starbuck for the Phantom Aces. Versus 1-2-0. Let's go. If Starbuck wins this, 2-2, everything tied, we're down to a best of 3. If 1-0 takes this, Starbuck has to defeat 3 match points in a row. This time, we're going back to Archmage. Was this the motivational boost, the little bit of momentum that you need to bring your A game with Archmage Footman as well? We'll see. We will see expansions. That one's clear. Starbuck has more rifle play in his toolbox that he displayed against Happy in Dubai. Haven't seen much of that yet. Lich. Whoa! Map 4 and now 1-0 has played every single undead hero there is. The diversity, everybody. And shout out to Northdracar, who said before 1-0 played Cryptlord, DK, Dreadlord. It is now time for the Lich first. I'm sensing a clear pattern here. That was 4 minutes ago. What a prediction. Dark, thank you for the sub. Went of mana stealing. Nice to see. Lich Expo. Again, I said it. I thought it's dead, but maybe it's time for Renaissance. When the Cryptlord is mostly figured out, maybe it's time for the Renaissance of the Lich. And in general, 1-0 is playing pretty much exactly as I suggest, with lots of diversity. Never fall into a trap of letting your opponent know what you do, always keeping on his heels. And even though it is scouted in 1.5 minutes, you can never be sure that your game plan works. He's creeping fast. Cien, thank you for the sub. Go Bucky. No creep jack. 1-0 is playing a more passive Lich than Happy does, right? 1 base and tech. Lich 1 base. What the heck? Lich 1 base, fast level 3, and tech. To be honest, I think this is the right call. Because Archmage will be cancelling your expansions. But how does that scale? Oh, the block, a thing of beauty! Oh my, yeah, he's flexing on him now. The Pally Rifles, man, it was such a momentum boost. Archmage in position. Tower, 1/4 roundabout. I don't think he can keep this up. Footman split to the side, not active in the fight right now. And Archmage has 1 more Wand of Mana stealing. That is another Water Elemental, exactly what he needed. But the peasants are getting slaughtered. The presence of 1-2-0 is too damn high. Footman chasing. 120 is sending the herd ghouls to the left-hand side where footmen are waiting, but of course they're missing in this defense. It's all down to Archmage and all down to Water Elementals. Bit questionable if these footmen shouldn't be here. They did get... Oh, the sidestep. Look at him go. Peasants fell. Expansion delayed. But now we need something that slows down 120. Because the Lich ain't done yet. There's a Nova. Not too many targets, actually. And... Oh, with the last bit of mana, he got it done. No telestep. No TP. 120 is confident that this is working out. And he can defend at home anyway? Isn't this like... GG? Kind of? The only thing that Starbuck cannot allow is a Lich with mana that's coming out of nowhere and nukes you. But even then there's a TP. You should be able to control this. So now what? We got like 3 ghouls left. We don't have a tier 3 tech. We don't have an expansion. Starbuck teching at 6:30. That's a bit delayed. Oh, the slaughterhouse is getting cancelled. Another dent in the road for 120. And time is everything that Starbuck needs. For the expo to pay off. For the tech to ramp up. Outmaneuvered. It is very questionable to me how you come back from that now. Unlike with the Crypt Lord, where you have summons all the time and can go for run-bys all the time, your army with the Lich is very centric. There's not too much multitasking going on. You can play a harassing Lich, I guess. But that's about it. And then that is missing in the creep speed. So 120's only chance is a destroyer bust. But the tech is delayed. The slaughterhouse was delayed. The levels are not that great, to be honest. Is there a chance for an Acolyte kill? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, what a rough game this is. I say if Starbuck macros correctly, and plays it more or less safe, it's his game. Can't lose the Archmage though. That's too expensive. Water Elementals feed the DK a little bit. Lich was hunting. That is over now as well. Towers, 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 towers. Second Rex. Tech done, immediately pressing the tier 3 button. Footmen are falling. 120 kind of plays it like Ted Fiends, but with the Lich. Kind of what it is, right?
A player's forces are under attack.
Starbuck sharking around after a little bit of healing. If there's a counter expansion, let's go for it. Otherwise, jump into the base again. Masonry. Wait, triple Rex? Wow, triple Rex workshop on the way to tier 3. Does he not fear the destroyers? Apparently not. Footmen all rotated out. Tier 3 only halfway. At the moment, Starbuck has nothing. He has not a single human unit. That's about to change. Second workshop. Classic. 3 racks, double workshop, night gyros. Oh, but the push is coming. Pit Lord again. Starbuck has nothing. The Sim City seems a million times better. But how do you survive this push? That's all you gotta survive. There's no big bank at the moment. Usually at this point, you want to go pally 2 to 3 nights. But that ain't happening. No flak cannons either. Not that necessary as there's only 1 destroyer. Starbuck hanging on by a thread. Only 1 workshop. First night. Rain of fire. That's the only one stopped by a Stormbolt immediately. Yeah, a huge change compared to Hammerfall. Also the towers compared to Hammerfall. Whole different world. And the pally is coming. Knights are coming. The clock is ticking in favor of Starbuck. Second destroyer up. Now you would love to have flag cannons. If only you could get that damn arcane tower. And he does now. On the cost of a Destro though. So expensive this unit. But also gyros. Good webs. Nice snipes. Archmage blocks himself a little bit. Mountain King in the way. Must be British. Pally to the rescue. Starbuck wants to stay at 50 food. Q Sundering Blades. Must be what? Must be British. Isn't that a meme? Like it's a cliche in Germany that the Brits are always standing in the way. Blocking stuff. Is that not universal? No? Is that a German thing? What does it matter? Starbucks still has some extra income. That's the downside of whatever Fiend Destroyer push you do. You are falling off. There's no plan B for 1-0. Must bust. He's trying so hard with the Rain of Fire. But... needs some more repair. When is Starbuck engaging? Is that the moment? Pally! Oh no, no staff available. Holy Light gone. But with the Destros falling, there's now free rain Water Elemental. Very little damage to towers as well. Paladin is missing left and right, though he had a potion! And 1-0 gets the double kill. Archmage, home alone. I think he swapped the potion from Mountain King to Paladin, right? But it was a second too late. And then the Mountain King is naked too. We finally got a staff. And 1-0 still has some fuel. And he's still got mana. And he's still got the Rain of Fire. Relentless. How these waves of attack crushing at the shores. We're done with the Destros. The Gyros took over. And now it's Abomination time. Zeppelin micro, but there's Web. Like, gotta be careful, buddy. DK with the Sobi mask. What a great addition this was. Pally back, and you need that Holy Light. DK in a surround with the Militia and Water Elemental. He gets him! That is so important. No more healing. No more additional movement speed. It's gone. And Starbuck The town hall is still there. It's burning. It's falling apart. But it's still there. And this is more time for Starbuck. Level 5 Lich is right around the corner. Are we brute forcing the town hall? Not really, right? We're brute forcing Mongrethot, the Pit Lord. The damage isn't enough. The damage isn't enough. We now have a staff, and the Holy Light is back soon. And the potion on the pally. DK back from the tavern. Huge expenses. 120, you can't hold on much longer. But how do you break this? Abomination is a lot of mana, of course. Waiting for level 5 Lich now. One more kill. Dude, the zombie mask now. The zombie mask is amazing. Has to use a Nova to get a better Nova. Mountain King. Not again! Holy Light was ready. He gets the Pit Lord. Okay. Pally, you need the staff, but the staff is on a 3-second cooldown. Can you believe it? The slaughter of Northern Isles. Starbuck, let's be honest, kind of lucky his heroes are still on level 1 and didn't level up. That would have been a disaster. It still is quite a disaster. The Lich nuke. Too crazy, but Starbuck also not prepared enough. Mountain King back in 10 seconds and he has to waddle over 20 seconds maybe. We got 4 knights, 4 gyros. 6 knights now. Good reinforcements. Little bit of repair. Only as much as you need to hold on to this building. It is your lifeline. But nobody takes out more workers. Mountain King back, and with that you have to position yourself way more carefully, otherwise you get hit by a hammer and then you're dead. 2 altars would have been a good investment. True. The Tri-Hero combo is back. Paladin as well. Paladin? No, Pit Lord. Didn't make it to level 3. The levels are the bane of Starbuck's existence. No bash, no clap, no... Definitely Divine Shield in this case. Sick macro by both. Fiend's caught. 1. Trades it for a Knight. Saves it with a Holy Light and the Staff. And yeah, Knights hard counter Fiends like crazy. The damage is absurd against that specific armor type. Abomination's really struggling a bit, but you don't have the hard counter to it. Lich in trouble, surrounded, invul potion at the ready, and no more nuke. Do we? Dodges the Stormbolt. Well done. Paladin again. Don't. Little bit of healing. Level up. Can't go for the Divine Shield anymore. Another kill for 120. Hero kill number 6. TP out. Oh my god. And now the floodgates are open, are they? What a game! What a game! Brute Force 120. Lich Fiend's Destroyer push. Are you kidding me? And now it's 1 base, 1 base. And now it's 5-4-3 versus 4-1-2. You can't deal with these heroes. You can't deal with these heroes. Freaking 120. Lich first 1 base. Nobody plays this. Or did I miss like a meta development in the past 2 weeks? Lich first 1 base. Happy played it a lot. In the past, like since Dubai. I know like 3 to 4 years ago, that was a thing. Oh no, Lich surrounded. Hold on. Maybe this isn't over. Lich gets a coil though. Oh, if he gets that Lich here, that would have been superb. He's trying. He's throwing the kitchen sink, but who needs a kitchen sink if you have Coil Nova? Yeah, coils are there. Zombie Mask freaking MVP. In these situations. And Starbuck has to tap out. 3-1. 3-1 for 120. Phew, this is a rough series now. 3 wins in a row are necessary. Otherwise, lower bracket final it is for Starbuck, and the end of the road could again be the top 3. This seemed to be the ceiling for Starbuck at the moment. Top 4, top 3, but never the grand final. Happy is playing Lich first, but also Lich first 1 base. I'm talking Lich first 1 base. I'm so enjoying this commentator. Unclip, thank you. That is so lovely. Abstract Eer0. Thank you for the sub. Quite often, yes. He goes both expo and non-expo. Ooh. Dude, the strategical diversity in this matchup is through the roof. So we've seen Dreadlord fast expansion, DK Ted Fiends, Lich 1 base, and Cryptlord expansion. Is it only Pally Rifle that can save Starbuck? 3 wins in a row. Since the 23rd, he goes Lich with Expo or no Expo or counter Expo. Yeah, that might be some great adjustments. One more map of these 3 remaining is Starbucks. That will help. Feels like 120 is just simply outperforming him. He got the strats ready for every map. And he got a cleaner execution. Like at the end of the day, this is what it comes down to. The cleaner execution by 120 is winning the series for now. We had indeed 6 hero kills in the last game. That's not allowed. Some of them a bit unfortunate. Like, you get level 2 on the Pally, but you don't have time to go to Vine Shield. Or you pass the heal potion, and then you die before you can use it. But not having a staff early kinda hurt. Then on the other side, does it take longer to heal up a level 1 hero compared to reviving him? But then there's also XP for the enemy hero. And then we had level 5, 4, 3. That was way too crazy. This is some high quality 120 gameplay. In that shape, like it's in that shape, he's a contender for the title again. Like if you ask me, or I said it at the beginning of the broadcast, I think 120 is on a bit of a downward spiral. But yeah, that spiral has been stopped. Next, and potentially last map, is Twisted. 120 is the best kiting game. It's just not enough against Top Human. He definitely has the best kiting game. Paddy rifle on Twisted. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think it's a Paddy rifle game. Is it then a Mountain King game? Wow, this is tough to choose now. Twisted is an amazing human map, though. Against Undead. It is basically... Oh, do you notice that I spent some time on voice chat with Don Dolare? I say basically all the time. It's always an indicator that I spend time with Dondo. It's a free expansion. Pretty much, and... well, we'll see. Match points 120. Starbuck facing the lower bracket where either Happy or Soin would be waiting for it. To get this tournament ad-free, the subs are your friend. Back to warcraft.com/support. Every sub much appreciated. Every sub helps us to keep on with the mission of bringing you the best competitive Warcraft 3 in the world. If you staff a level 1 paladin, 650 HP with 1 HP remaining, it will take 43 seconds to be back to full HP. Revive takes 33 seconds, plus 170 gold, plus time until you click to revive. Staff would always be better. I agree. Yeah, I thought it takes longer. Goddamn staff HP region, right? That's crazy. We are going back to DK Ted Fiends. This has been the strategy for 120 on maps where he thinks that Undead is heavily unfavored. See Hammerfall. See Twisted. And it is again the all-in. Do or die. Oh, sneaky little move. Archmage is blocked in until the Acolyte moves. You know, these are like, what, 4 seconds? But 4 seconds at the beginning of the game is a lot. I really like this. No way. Oh my god, he got him! He got him! With the Acolyte! That's a disaster! That is a freaking disaster. You should still be able to get level 2. It's a devotion aura, which is nice. Hard times? Yeah. Cue Dusty Roads.
A player's forces are under attack.
Oh my god. 120, man. Very, very few players in the history of this game have this man's skill ceiling. Very few. Are we sure that it's 1-0 versus Starbuck, or do we have a Remo moment? I made sure. I made sure. See, it says orange. I always double check now.
A player's forces are under attack.
One base. Being forced into one base on Twisted is such a feels bad moment. And then you... Oh, don't lose a peasant. This counter-aggression doesn't work either, does it? Ooh, Starbuck seems a little triggered, to be honest.
A player's forces are under attack.
This is rough. This is really rough. I did not expect 1-0 to perform the way he does. So the peasant is safe, but the peasant isn't working. So if a peasant isn't working, is it even worth living? Or having him live? Depends on who you ask, I think.
A player's forces are under attack.
He's trying to poke holes in the defense, but it's a bit similar to Hammerfall, just worse. Level is worse, no expo. He's trying... Is he playing one base Griffins? The peasant survived getting hunted down by skeletons. Now he lives on the outskirts in his own farm, lol. True.
Player's forces are under attack.
Ah, he makes it home now. He makes it home. Gotta get the family, I guess. Blacksmith one base, MK second. Okay. That's some heavy lifting needed.
A player's forces are under attack.
1-0 is cruising towards the grand final. Back-to-back grand final. Last time he defeated Happy in a best of 7. And now wants to defend. Oh, Lich is hurt, but full mana on both sides. Coil Nova, get out of my side of the map. Where's the hope? Chat, where's the hope? Hope is human is one base.
Player's forces are under attack.
And Starbuck didn't have any expenses in the mid game. And lots of gold to spare. That's the hope. He caught up with the tier 3 tech, but there's not a single guard tower against the destroyer push. Starbuck needs a miracle. Dark Ranger. I guess there's no need for a pitlord push, right?
Player's forces are under
And with the Dark Ranger you definitely have more stability. You scale better into the late game. I like that choice. Orb of Darkness. It's not a pendant of mana, is it? Mr. Winner style? Needs a Griffin Aviary for that, but yeah, one base. One base human is a problem. On-base human is a problem. Starbuck is trying to get to level 3 MK as fast as possible. And then we hammer away. And he does get it. And he has the TP. But this is the defense force. Like, these footmen are supposed to hold against the Undead Scourge. With Black Arrow. Yeah, good luck. That's a dono. Oh, Knight for free. At least we got the staff. Kingdom for Region Scroll. How do you move out of this? Militia in position. Last ditch effort. Very, very last ditch effort. Forcing the first Holy Light. Not even the Fiend's round works because there's a counter block by 120 with the skeletons. Pretty much picture perfect. Now the Knight is up front. Now he gets the kill. But that was way more effort than Starbuck was willing to invest. And now 120's legendary kiting game. If the militia runs out, maybe he can't even fight. We do have 2 knights, that is a problem. Another surround coming in. Well done, Starbuck. 2 kills, 3 kills maybe. Oh yeah, we're eating good tonight. Question is for how long? Oh, Griffins are coming. Starbuck is cooking. Next statue. No destroyers in the presence of gyros. Careful. MK. Staff ready. Invul potion ready. Lich nuked. Would love to get some more mana on this Mountain King. Careful. Invul potion. Dark Ranger almost in this round as well. We got a skeleton mirror on the ground with 2 heroes having Black Arrow. And Starbuck lives. But for how long? Potion. Necessary. This DK has so much mana, it's crazy. And now we got destroyers. And we had a few gyro sacrifices as they were mispositioned. And now you don't have anything against destroyers. 120 makes the better calls. Is faster, is cleaner, and he wins the games. I think whatever was left in Starbuck's confidence got smashed by that Acolyte stealing the High Priest. Knight down. Griffin webbed. Sorry, Starbuck! This wasn't your day today. GG! 4-1! Only Pally Rifle can stop 120. Only Paladin Rifle could stop 120. Grand final, back to back for the Necromancer through the winner bracket. This guy hasn't lost the series in B Cup in a long, long, long time.